Welcome back to the HUD, everyone. I'm Zacharoni, and back when I was 10 to 14, I played my fair share of PS2 platformers like Ratchet & Clank, Jak and Daxter, and Sly Cooper. But the one I missed out on, in fact a couple of people did until the Steam version came out, it's Psychonauts, a 3D platformer developed by Tim Schafer, who made Monkey Island, Day of the Tentacle, and Grim Fandango. And it's the first game that he made at his own studio, Double Fine. You know, the same people who made Brutal Legend, Broken Age, and re-released all of Tim Schafer's past games he made at LucasArts, before Disney closed them down and then they suddenly realized, Snapdragon, we forgot to let them remake all the other games they made, and then one of them just said, what about Double Fine? It's got the original creator of those games, and then Disney said, sure, it might give us a couple of bucks if EA mess up our Star Wars licenses. But enough about the history, let's talk about what I think of Psychonauts. So Psychonauts takes place in a summer camp that trains gifted kids with psychic powers and recruit them to the special agent program to fight against some of the biggest and bizarrest threats in the world. Man, I wish I was at that camp. However, the one kid that we are following is Raz, a circus performer who has run away to join the camp to become a psychonaut. But later he discovered that somebody had taken their brains away and using them for a plot to conquer the world. Now Raz must save his fellow campmates' brains, and along the way, he run into other characters who had traumatized him past that he needs to fix inside their brains to help them. These involve helping a former policeman to solve the disappearance of the milkman, don't ask me why, help a stage performer get her confidence back, and save a city that is inside the mind of a giant mutated lungfish that is being controlled. Oh, and you are 100 feet tall in it, so that makes you a threat at the same time. Also, let's talk about Raz for a second, who is not only an interesting character with funny dialogue and has a good backstory, but he is the ideal character for 3D platformers. Why? Well, he is an acrobat. And acrobats are made for platformers because they have more jumping skills than any other average Joe. I mean, you don't see a plumber or a hedgehog jumping around in real life, do you? But what about the gameplay? Well, the controls are good and responsive, and you get new moves on your journey like levitation that allows you to jump higher and a shield barrier to block incoming attacks. However, the combat is weak because I don't feel any impact when attacking enemies, and the jumping is a little floaty, so it's not quite as smooth as the other platformers I have played on the PS2. But it's still fun to play with its set pieces, like changing the tone of a children's play, and then you use scripts to play out in alternative ways. Plus, the game is funny, thanks to the voice acting and jokes that kept me laughing throughout the adventure. As for the last slice, aka the final finale, well, it did end in a heartwarming moment, but getting there was frustrating because of its difficulty that took me dozens of times to get it right. But overall, Psychonauts is an enjoyable platformer with its fun premise and hilarious dialogue, and with that, I'm ready for the sequel. After all, it ended with a cliffhanger, so it makes sense to make a... Huh? What's that? Oh. Looked like there's a VR game that takes place between Psychonauts 1 and 2, so I better do a leftover for that before the sequel comes out. So that's your second helpings for Psychonauts. I hope you appreciate my opinions, and if you like what you see, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. But until then, I'm Zacharoni. Enjoy your pizza, and I'll see you next time.